All right, I'm very pleased to be joined with Catherine Edwards from the Lakeland College Musical Theater Program as The Wizard of Oz is getting ready to premiere this week at the Big Juba. First off, thank you for joining us, Catherine.
Thanks for having me.
So talk about the musical as a whole for those that may not know and just, what it's about, what can fans expect when they go see it?
Yeah, so for those who are familiar with The Wizard of Oz, it's a pretty iconic film. It was made in 1939. And it's based on the book by Frank L. Baum. And so it's basically chronicles Dorothy, who is our heroine of the story. And she has these dreams of kind of experiencing something beyond the life that she has, and runs into some issues and tries to run away from home, and then gets caught up in the tornado. And in the midst of that, she gets carried off to this land of Oz, where she encounters all sorts of new beings, right. And she runs into a scarecrow, a tin man, a cowardly lion, and then of course the Wicked Witch, who wants to steal the ruby slippers that she has been given because her house had fallen on the Wicked Witch of the West's sisters.
It's the junior musical, is that correct? There are some differences as opposed to the live, like the longer version. What are some differences that are going to be in this one?
Yeah, so there's a few differences. It's just more of a condensed version of the musical itself. There's actually a scene that is in the musical that they actually deleted from the movie, which is the jitterbug scene. And it's a really great scene. They do this jitterbug dance, and the whole premise of it is that they dance. It's a spell that the Wicked Witch casts, and they get her to dance until she basically falls asleep, and then the Wicked Witch can get the ruby slippers.
Absolutely. So talk about directing. You were telling me you were directing from ages 5 to 17-year-olds. How is that? Is that good chaos to have, or is that more like? Has that been a challenge directing? Because you've done this for a few years now.
Yeah. This is my 8th show that I've directed at Lakeland College, and since I've started there, I've directed between 5 and 17-year-olds, and it's a really good experience because you get to work with the different age groups, and you kind of figure out what works with the little kids and what works with the big kids, and it's really great for the little guys because they look up to the bigger kids and they learn from them. So it's really exciting. I've had a few kids now that have actually started out in the Musical Theater for Kids program, and then they've grown up in the program itself. So it's really fun to see them start out, as these tiny little guys who some of them are scared of the stage, and then they blossom into these leading roles. And so it's a lot of fun to just watch them progress through the years.
Absolutely. And we're going to have the Dorothys on later on, so we'll get to chat with them about what that experience is like. For information for people can get tickets and dates, what's all that information? Where can people get tickets?
So one thing I should mention is we actually have 2 casts this year. This is something new that we've done because we have close to 100 kids in this program, which is a great problem to have, but it does pose some challenges. And so what we had to do this year is we have 2 full casts. So we're alternating days. Our Ruby cast is they're performing on the Friday and Sunday, and then our Emerald cast performs on Thursday and Saturday. So our dates run March 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. And we do have matinee performances on the 16th and 17th, and evening performances on the 14th and 15th.
And how much are tickets?
They are $20. $20 for adults and $18 for it's 18 and under.
Awesome. Catherine, thank you so much for coming down here, and we'll be right back talking to some of the actors later on. So stick with us. We got more coming up. All right, I'm very pleased to be joined with the 2 Dorothys for the upcoming Wizard of Oz play at Lakeland College this weekend. I'm joined with Corey and Brooke. First off, thank you both for joining us here today.
No problem.
Let's start with you, Corey. For you, this is not your first rodeo when it comes to doing some lead roles. You told me you took a year off, and then of course, you did Grease. You were a big part of that. Now for you, as your kind of final send-off, playing Dorothy, I guess, what is that like for you?
Oh gosh, every moment while practicing being Dorothy is so Like, I look around at the black box and I just think about saying goodbye to all these kids in the program and to Catherine, and I get like tears in my eyes. Especially in this one scene in Wizard of Oz is when Dorothy's saying goodbye to the Lion, Tin Man, and Scarecrow, and that's my most genuine scene I can say for sure, because yeah, I'm saying goodbye to the kids for real.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brooke, for you, this is your first bigger role. What's it like to look up to someone like Corey, as well as taking on a lead role like this?
It's really inspiring for me because she's such a role model to everyone at the Lakeland College. So,
I guess also for you, you were young Nala last year. I guess you're about to head into high school at some point, learning from getting better and better. What do you look for in your Sally? What, as an actor, how did you prepare for this role as Dorothy?
Well, you just got to go over your lines and just practice at home, and then once you get to the theater, it's really just, it all comes together in the end.
Absolutely. I guess I'll ask both of you this question. I'll start with Corey first. What's your favorite song to sing so far in The Wizard of Oz? What's the one that you're going to be enjoying belting out?
I'd have to say the basic Somewhere Over the Rainbow, just because it's a lot like my other favorite song, Part of That World, in the essence where sometimes we all want to be somewhere other than we are right now, and you just have, through musical theater and just through that song, I get to just pretend I'm in New York, really.
What about you, Brooke?
My favorite song's probably Jitterbug, because you just get to have fun with it, and like the whole cast is out there and we're just enjoying ourselves singing and dancing, and it's really like high energy song.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I haven't heard that one personally, so I'm anxious to see that one. But for it being double casted this year, as Catherine did mention earlier, do you find having that mix of young and old age groups help out make the performances that much better and more exciting, I guess, for that, having those different age groups?
Yeah, I find that it enhances the program, because we get to see little kids be around older kids and them look up to them. Like, I go to Triple Threat to be a role model for kids, so they want to be in musical theater. That's what it's all about, and it's just fun seeing them grow.
And I guess for you as well, Brooke, you were saying, you're just learning from a lot of these older ones. What's one thing that, you can take away and then hopefully apply to someone that's going to look up to you in a few years' time?
Probably the biggest thing is just to have fun and not worry about what everyone thinks, and it's just to let loose and just enjoy yourselves.
What's it going to be like for you, Brooke, when you get on that stage and you wrap up your first show as a lead in a big musical?
Wow, that's going to be pretty amazing for me. It's just going to be so awesome to really feel just accomplished, really.
And for you, it's probably going to be tears, Corey?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be, that last performance, I can for sure say that I'm going to be tearing up, going to snot, everything. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you both coming down here, and I wish you all the best in the future, but thank you so much for coming down. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You.